Hi guys, it's Loni at Milo Farm. I thought I would make an updated video in 2022. It is a hot summer day here and I wanted to show you what it looks like, what the farm looks like at this point. So I want to say hi. Hi guys. This is the entrance to the farm. I don't know if you can see me, but you will see a stone when you come up. And the gates, usually the gates are shut because of the animals. And we're at the end of the lane. So you'll come to the end of the lane and you'll go through the gates. And when you first get to Milo Farm, Sacred Land, there's a check-in hut. So right now we've got information about events and lodging and where to park and all that. Soon we'll have shelves and that's where you'll pick up wood if you've ordered it. So you'll drive in. First to your left you will see a mural and farmhand Becca's RV. She's here now, and soon this will be graded. The hill to the right will be graded for parking. The tiki trailer is up there. That's going to be painted and set up soon, and then it forks off to the right, which goes down to Freedom Field. That's the first trail you will come against when you get here. All right, so there's parking here. You'll be parking like for events, perpendicular, and for hippie trailers up there, and the bunkhouse is down there. So you'll be parking for camping here as well. Once we get parking up on the hill, you'll be able to park there for the hippie trailer and for Freedom Field, and that's where to camp. And that's primitive camping. You pack in, pack out. There's no outhouses or anything. So you first come up here. It is the art studio. That's the little brown building. Poseidon protects the land, and there's Poseidon right there on the wall. So I'll come down. And in here, you're welcome to go in here. There's a little shop for stuff you can get. This is where I do some art and where I do readings. So you can come in. You're welcome to come in. This is the spot where I do readings if you want to Milo Farm. I created a Milo Farm Oracle deck, and I can do a reading for you there. There's little fun stuff you can purchase, including the water from our healing well, and the oracle decks and stickers and my philosopher game that I created, and my little altar. And then I have this collection of walking sticks, and some of them were made from wood, like this one right here on Milo Farm, and you can purchase those, $25. But the other ones are fun. When I lead, you can ask for me to lead a nature trail and history tour through the land, and I can explain why it's called Sacred Land. I can explain the layout and what the story behind it. So you can request that when you camp and stay. All right, so coming on out, and we do art classes. Like I do tie-dye shirts and stuff, and we'll usually set out here in front of the art studio. That's Jake the dog. He loves to go on tours. This is the front of the lodge. The main floor is where I live, and the lower level is the Airbnb, and I will show you quickly what that is about. But right now I'm going to take you down to the bunkhouse. So this is just a video so you have the lay of the land before you get here, and you kind of understand parking and hiking and all that. So anyway, there's a barn driveway. If that's available, you can park there. If you book the bunkhouse, you can pull in 2 cars there. So this little path goes down to the bunkhouse. It is the closest camping spot to the parking. Just expect to hike. Oh, by the way, see the wagon? We provide wagons to use to haul your stuff down if you don't have one. We use the black one for the bunkhouse and the green one for the hippie trailer. So this is the garden shed outhouse for the bunkhouse. It's also used if you come for events. If you hike, you're welcome to use this outhouse. It's a composting outhouse, which you just throw some sawdust on your deposit. Okay, the cute little bunkhouse. This is the view. You've got the Tibetan prayer flag tree in your front yard. We do ceremonies there. On down straight from your view is the Dragon's Den and a little walkway to campsite 1. You have your own fire pit, your own grill. It's your deck. One thing, the door has been broken a lot because people push out. You push this door in. All right, so I'm gonna turn on the lights. It's a cute little place where got a table, some bunk beds, a microwave. It's glamping. This is glamping. The bunkhouse is glamping. You have a microwave, coffee pot, and that was donated from a friend of mine that stayed here. Thank you, Bethany. And some other fun things. Crop circles. Talk about crop circles, the new earth tree on the door, rag curtains that I created. Had a lovely guest that painted some postcards that stayed here, and I wanted to frame those. So this is the glamping of the bunkhouse. You can also, if you have a bigger party, you can probably pitch some tents in the bunkhouse front yard. The solar array there. Now I'm going to walk over to the lodge and kind of show you the animal pen, how close it is to that. This stump, I'm going to have a sculpture there this summer that a friend of mine is creating. I'm excited about that. Excited about some other art pieces that are going to be put here on Milo Farm. So not only being able to hike the mythical forest like the unicorn forest and the fairy forest and the gnome forest, you'll have art pieces you can interact with. So I love art. So this trail goes down to campsite 1. Campsite 2 is on the other side of the animal pen. You'll see the animal house there. We're expanding that this year. We've got 5 goats, 1 sheep, 2 donkeys. This is the fire pit for the lodge. The swimming pool patio should be put in this year, so it will extend out. The pool is available for campers noon to 6. It's a saltwater pool. It's available for lodge guests longer. It's windy today. This is the patio for the lodge guests. I've got a little temporary fence here. That eventually will be a full fence. There'll be a full fence and gate eventually. So a little propane gas tank I painted. That is the organic garden that needs work. We will work on that. I think next year we've kind of figured out what we need to do. So anyway, right now you just walk through a makeshift gate, and this is the patio for the Airbnb guests. Airbnb guests, it's not camping, it's luxury, because you've got 2 en-suites. So we're stepping into the Airbnb space. You've got a rec room. There's the Hacienda suite with an antique light and the hand-painted Spanish tiles. I designed a little input there, inset. So this is the first ensuite of the Airbnb space. You got laundry here. There is a kitchenette that you have a hot plate, a Keurig, a microwave, and then you have a refrigerator. So, and then this fun little playroom if you have kids. Didn't want to waste any space in here. So, and then you can walk over to your second ensuite in the Airbnb spot. It's got a European slate shower. Pretty nice. Got a king-size bed in this suite, and the great thing about the sauna suite is their saunas. So there is a rock sauna with cedar rock sauna, and in addition to that we have a steam sauna. That is why this ensuite is called the sauna suite. Quick little view of what you get when you rent the Airbnb. the greatest thing is that you get to spoil yourself with being in the country and this beautiful land. And then this is your view. You sit out here, have coffee, you can grill, and be right by the pool. That is the guest quarters of the lodge here at Milo Farm. Now I want to show you a few things. Down there is hammock row. We have, 6 hammocks and counting. Back beyond hammock row, now I don't have time to take you through all of the fields and all of the trailheads, but if you go straight that way, it goes to the Zen Garden and to the Cedar Forest, which is the gnome home. Back behind, I should show you the observatory. So Starman Jim is working on an observatory. He's got 8 handmade telescopes. We'll be able to have programs. He's going to set it up that folks can come even without a program and look at the stars. So that blue pool looking thing back there is an observatory. So yes, Milo Farm, we love the skies, we love the earth. That is the observatory. So just not too far from the lodge, a little nice stroll down the east field. Beyond the east field also, I was going to say beyond the observatory, Buddy Trail, if you go back in there near the Unicorn Forest, there's a spring house. We had an 1800s homestead here. There's a spring house, a healing well, and pet cemetery. The South Pond is back there. That's the bigger pond that has the paddle boats on it. Paddle boat, it's singular, but you can fish it. You can also fish the frog pond. This is the frog pond. It is right by the lodge. You can sit there and just enjoy the dragonflies skipping off the water and the fish coming up. This is Myrtle, the beautiful weeping, I think it's a weeping cherry, but a lot of nurseries can't figure out what she is. She blooms in the spring, white. In the summer, she's an umbrella tree. And in the fall, she has like red leaves. She turns before any other tree. She starts changing colors in September. Sometimes the beginning of September. A little picnic place under Myrtle. You can see this side of the lodge and the art studio. There's a little swing you can use. There's a copper pyramid you can meditate under. Walking up to the pavilion. Now the pavilion is a good meeting place. This is where we have several events. We have like the contact and sound healing events and other goddess events meet here. When retreats book the whole farm, this is where they come and have their gatherings. That's where they have their meals. We got some chairs. We have more in the storage area. There's a grill. Anyway, it's a great little spot. Even if there's rain, you're covered. So as you see, it's right down the drive and people park along here. All right, so there's a wagon. I set here for the Hippie trailer because the Hippie trailer is more secluded. It's up on the hill. Now I did point out down the end of the bunkhouse is campsite 1. Campsite 2 is down here closer to the observatory. The campsites, those 2 campsites, well, campsite 1 can hold like 8 tents, and they both have fire pits and grills. And campsite 2 only probably 2 tents. This is our maypole. We have our May Day celebration every May 1st. This hill here right now is like the Boneyard Hill, but it will house an earth ship and a sculpture that we're working on. That's kind of exciting news. I don't want to break that to you quite yet, and it will be parking. So, Hippie trailer, do not drive past this point, please. If it's dry enough, you can park on the hill. If not, you'll be parking down by the pavilion. So, we've got some fruit trees. Oh, you can just, like, as soon as you walk into the woods like this, it's just like, I feel like this just great cleansing energy come over me. The like trees just envelop you and make you feel whole again. So I want you guys to experience it. It's pretty amazing. I feel so blessed to be the steward of this land, and I do not take it for granted. Let me tell you that. I do not. I am so blessed, and I want to share it with all of you. I want you to experience it so you understand the healing effects of nature. All right, so this hippie trailer. Had fun painting it. Each side is a little bit different. There's the fire pit for the hippie trailer, rain barrel. So you come up, you've got a little deck, and it sleeps like 3. It's not as big as the bunkhouse. It does have the cabinet and an AC and furnace. Both bunkhouse and hippie trailer are glamping. So they have electric, AC, and furnace. No running water though. We're glamping, so bring water jugs, anything, and the bedding's only mattress covers, so you'll need sleeping bags, but you will be able to charge your phone. Oh, by the way, phones, T-Mobile has excellent service. The others, not so much, so just think about you're going off the grid. Okay, so I'm passing the hippie trailer. There's a little spot just past the hippie trailer that you can put a small tent. There's a hammock. And then the trail right off the hippie trailer goes into the fairy forest. Now each forest has a different feel. That's why you have to explore all of them. There's miles of trails, including trails through Freedom Field for the primitive camping, that you can explore. And you'll see that each area is totally different. You feel like you're in a different world, a different dimension with each forest you go through. So this is the fairy forest. The fairy forest is really light and airy, and you can breathe and you can feel the wind wisp, or the fairy's wings wisp next to you. So, fairy forest, isn't that beautiful? Hello, fairies. All right, so you got to see a little bit of one of the forests. I'm going to take you to Temple Hill, and I'm going to end the video. But at least it gives you an idea of kind of the layout of the land. And I have a lot of questions about that. Like how far is this from that or that from this? So you get an idea. So don't forget to check out the trail maps before you come and the list of things you might need to bring so you'll be prepared. There's always curious things to find out here, and please, though, respect the land and pick up trash, recycle, the big ecology buff, and into recycling. So I pick through your trash. If you don't recycle your beer cans or your water jugs, I'm going to have to get my hands dirty and pick through it. So I'd rather you be respectful and do that for me, so thank you. This is the outhouse for the hippie trailer. It's a composting outhouse as well. It's also the outhouse for Temple Hill. This is Temple Hill. I'm going to build a temple at the end. There's so much planned for this this farm this year. We've got a barn apartment, the tiki trailer. The shower, the outside shower was already put in by the pool, and I didn't show you that. So you campers can shower down there by the pool. And please shower before you go into the pool. I don't want someone camping for 2 days and being grimy and jump into the pool and get it dirty. So that would be nice if you do that. So up on Temple Hill, this is the poetry trail. Down there is Tipton Trail. The cedarwood forest, which I might step you into that real quick so you can tell that there is a huge difference between the fairy forest, which is oak, mainly oak trees, and the cedar forest, which is dark and mysterious, and that's the gnome home. The Zen garden again is in the cedar forest. Oh, the elven land is back in the transitional forest. At the end of this trail, you go Tipton Trail that way. There's also a trail here that goes into the West Forest, so it will go from Fork Elven Land and then Fairy Forest. And then you could take the Fairy Forest down to Freedom Field, and Freedom Field is that way, which is west. And that is, you see the pavilion a little bit from Temple Hill, so that is north. And that is south. And then we're walking into the east side, which is the Cedar Forest. And this one has a really magical feel to it. Kind of, it's magical like Fairy Forest, but different. More like, the ambiance is rich and dark and mysterious, and you can kind of like envision little gnomes running around in here. It's quieter. Did you hear that? Everything just kind of stopped. Wow. That's crazy because it was fairly windy everywhere else. But now it's very quiet. Except for Jake panting. All right, guys. Thank you. Gives you an idea of Milo Farm 2022. It's ever changing. Exciting things are happening. So if you camp every few months, you'll see some progress. Well, I want to thank you for appreciating the land like I do, watching this, coming out, hanging out. So, namaste. Love you all. See you soon. Bye.